Alrighty guys, ladies and gents, welcome. Hope we're all doing well. Welcome to another week on the charts. Big week it is, as per usual. As always guys, good morning, good afternoon, very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Hope you guys have had a good weekend. You're well refreshed or fresh and ready to go for another big week on the charts. Obviously it's going to be a shortened week this week with some public holidays, with Good Friday to come on Friday. Having a little bit of a think about that. To be honest, I think Thursday is going to be a very difficult day as well, because just from experience, things tend to kind of wrap up as far as on the big fish end. On the Wednesday, a lot of positions are closed, so yeah, Thursday could be very difficult to trade, so I'll probably only stream Monday to Wednesday this week, to be honest guys. But anyway, we'll get back into that moving forward. Otherwise guys, let's quickly have a look at what we've got news wise moving forward here today. Nothing really scheduled for our stream here today. However, again, we've got to be wary of any potential breaking news. We've got an FOMC member speaking later on, well into NY session. Assuming most of you will be off the charts by that point either way. So guys, you know the drill. YouTube, you guys smash the like button. TikTok, you guys hit that screen for me. And if you have any charts or any questions, anything you'd like me to go over, feel free to drop those into the chat and I'll get around to having a look at those shortly for you. So guys, without further ado, let's get into the analysis, and let's start with, as per usual, let's start with the gold. Let me turn the music down for those of you on YouTube so it's not overpowering. Alrighty guys, so starting with gold, and obviously we're treading waters again around that all-time high territory. What a bounce it was to finish the week last week, closing out a new all-time high based off that very strong bullish candle. Obviously, look, if it were me looking for potential limit order pullbacks, I'd just be targeting that pause candle based off what we call at A.C.T. Almost forgot the name of my stream, my profile, my brand. What we call A.C.T, the interruption play. So we've had, first of all, impulse to the upside. We've had another one just here, by the way, and pretty much would have tagged right in. These candles represent interruptions or pauses within the overall trend. And another pause 2 weeks back, only to be engulfed. Now, for me, a limit order buy just off the back of that is quite reasonable. So maybe for a longer term sort of position, longer term perspective, as a potential target zone for a price pullback, that could be one. Consider maybe the limit order options at that point. Anyway guys, what I'm going to do is, the current weekly, we have, by the looks at, just broken the all-time high by fraction, but we actually have. So we do have a high low, higher high, and the current daily candle to the previous weekly. Just going to mark in the high and low of that candle, see if there is any sort of candles below the daily low. If we were to begin to reject again and begin to pop below what would already be some minor support formed at that level. On now to the daily time frame, as we can see, we are once again, we are technically bullish, very bullish across the board here on gold. Again, candle probabilities to the upside, pull back to roughly to 50% of that candle, just eyeballing it. So I always mention it's a level against a strong candle, the previous candle, that we want to see the buyers in this case, seeing that candle was bullish, the previous candle, step in, defend that level, form support, and if we do begin to break above again, high probability would make another impulse to the upside. Now onto the 4-hour time frame. Once again, we are bullish across the board. I'm just going to mark in the resistance at the high. We do have some bearish candle there to the left, so I'll include the current candle's high. As far as support, most recent is this point here, but we'll obviously be adjusting it shortly on the 30 time frame. So above into new all-time high territory, so we're definitely going to be considering our continuation buys above the high. So that's one first potential option. I'll adjust this shortly once again to 15. Now, as far as a catalyst to look for potential sells, well, got it below the daily low, guys. Below the daily low, we're going to be flipping some structure on a 30-minute time frame. So based off that, if we were to reject the all-time high again and start to pop below 32.10, we do have some pretty clean traffic to left on the 30-minute time frame. We'll quickly go down to the 15 in a moment. So that for me would be the first potential entry point for some more probable sells, more probabilistic sells in my opinion. At least at that point, what we can say is pretty much created in almost a triple top here. We've tapped in multiple times. If we did begin to reject and come back below the most recent support, which happens to be the level where the 30-minute structure will flip back bearish, then there could be some options to sell it below that point. So let's quickly go into the 15, and what we can do is just, we could adjust this a little bit. All right, so we are again not so concerned by the structure in this time frame. Most recent resistance formed in the current daily candle. We are falling bearish, so we have created the high of the day. We have popped back down, created a swing, and we've created a low low. The most recent resistance formed is the level we are currently tapping into. So if we were to continue bearish, don't have much of a need to begin to pop above this level here at 32, sorry, dyslexic guys, apologies, 35.27. So if we begin to pop above that point there, likely I'm going to be looking for closures above, seeing we are currently rejecting, we have tapped into resistance. But logically, if we break above one ceiling and form support above it, there's a high probability we'll head up to the next ceiling, which is that 32.44 sort of region, back at the all-time high yet again. So potential buys above that point. We've got just under 2 minutes left of this candle. Can watch it. Otherwise, my plan for gold today will be pretty much just looking for pullback buys. Whether it be to the most recent swing low or even low down to the 4-hour support at 32.18. We've been to pop above that point there. There could be options to look for the buys based off that. So that's what I'm currently looking at on the gold, guys. Let's just keep an eye on this, because this could provide an early potential entry. Now we want the closure above. If we don't get the closure above, we want it to close pretty much where it's at. And we'd have to watch the new candle, want it to create a low wick. And we'd have to trust that the stop loss again, guys, because it's going to be a whopping stop loss. But to use a technical stop based off the 15, you're looking at some around 80 pips at the moment. So we'll all once again come down to potential entry candle at this point. Let's just watch it. Let's quickly look at GJ, make sure. Not interested in selling it into these wicks, so I'm not too fussed about GJ. I'm just going to keep an eye on gold. So we want the closure above. We want a significant low wick, preferably back into the range below. As it begins to pull away and break above our catalyst candle's high, that could be your potential point of entry. Your stop loss back below the lowest point of the entry candle itself. So that's what we're currently potentially looking at, guys. Let's see, 20 seconds. Highest point on IC markets of the current candle, 36.09, so 36.29 roughly is a potential entry point. Oh, we've closed right at the low of that zone, so we've literally closed a fraction back below the resistance. Makes it difficult in my opinion. Based off, again, because I'm such a strict rule-based trader, my rule was for it to close at least up near the high, if not above. Let's just watch it for a minute. Let's see it pop back up. It's pulling back yet again to create more potentially of a low wick, which is good. Let's quickly look at it in 5. Is there anything? See, yeah. I would have preferred it to close above, because then we'd start to pop above the resistance here. Alright guys, so there's no entry. It's not valid. Hasn't done exactly what I wanted it to do. So in the meantime, let's turn our attention to GJ. Alrighty. Pound yen, guys. So previous weekly candle, week bearish. Interesting, we have tapped into a support to the left hand side, and we've also back above another support most recently to the left hand side here. So week bearish, what that suggests to me is that likely if we were to respect, or even if this is to be the current low of the weekly, if we respect the current daily candles low, begin to flip, break our own high, starting to pop back above some support here to the left, could be in for potentially a deeper pullback based off the higher time frame itself. Perhaps grab some liquidity that was needed before it bounces back by tapping into the support further to the left and around that 185, 184.50 region. So let's just mark in the current daily high and daily low either way, and let's just see what we're going to have either side of it. Onto the time frame itself, the daily, and once again what we can see is very strong level of support. We have tapped into one, bounced right off it, and we're now consolidating back another support here to the left. So once again, I feel that daily high, we begin to break above the daily high, there's going to be potential options to take it up towards that 189.50 sort of region. Maybe difficult below low, but anyway, we'll see once again once we go down the time frames, guys. So now onto the 4 hour. Structure wise in the daily, by the way, we are bearish, obviously quite evident. Onto the 4 hour. Now this is point of conjecture here, because you could argue it's bullish, saying it's closed above this swing point, but I'd probably have to use this whole level, to be honest. I always say to my guys, best just to use the whole level, because you're not going to necessarily be buying either way into the resistance here to the left. So I'm going to argue it's bearish. Also give us a clear bias. Obviously if the weekly still the candle closing bearish, daily structure bearish. So I'm going to call it bearish. However, it doesn't mean I'm fixated on the sells just yet. We've just recently formed support. This point here, that's recently formed resistance. So the high of the day and the low of the day could really play a part in deciding what area or what direction we could get involved. All right, we just adjust this down, move it across. We'll just use that to the upside. Let's go into 15 just quickly. All right, we're gonna use this as our zone to the upside. It's the highest point of any bearish candle on the minor time frame at that level of resistance. So that's our 30 minute, 15 minute. We're just gonna mark in resistance most recently formed at current level. And as we can see, we're obviously just consolidating at the moment, guys. So nothing directly right now on GJ. However, 30-minute structure is still technically bullish, so we do have enough then to buy it. But the 30-minute structure bullish based off this big impulse from the lows here at 184.30 to 40. So coupled with that and the fact that we are at some very significant daily support, for me, if we were to begin to pop above the most recent resistance formed within the daily candle as it flipped back bearish, then I see potential options with the traffic to the left being quite clean to take a buy back up. So I'd be looking for potential buys above 187.640 on GJ here today. Now it's to the downside. I mean, we are rejecting just now. I did mention not long ago that I'm not interested in selling it because of these wicks. We are respecting it. So for the time being, as much as I do want to consider sell options, I really don't have it until maybe we mark in this level. If we do pop up only to reject, so look for the potential buys prior to that. But if it does pop up to that 188.10 sort of region and begin to reject, I will be looking for a price action catalyst to sell it in line with the actual bias. But again, I'm probably preferring the buys at the moment. And if we did pop back down further, again, we are at some very significant support, respect the daily low. Or even if we sweep the daily low, just to begin to pop back above it, I would still look for options to buy it based on the level we're at. So I always say to my guys, remember to ask yourself, where are we on the charts, irrespective of the bias and structure? That means then well, that means that seeing we are at the daily support, the 4-hour support, the weekly support, probably a better option at this point is to look for options to buy it at the back of that. So that's GJ, not looking great. Back to gold. All right, so I'm only interested in buying it today, guys, as per my rules on a Monday. Get rid of, that was last week's trade. Cracking trade that was last Friday's. Yeah, so on a Monday, I trade along either the strength of the previous weekly candle and the overall bias, which in this case is to the upside. Whereas GJ, I have a catalyst to take the sells, even though the previous weekly candle was bearish. We are at very strong support. Not only that, the 30-minute structure is technically bullish the way I see it. So today's my plan for today, ladies and gents. Once again, welcome to you all. All right, we got YouTube. Franco, good morning to you, mate. Tony Gold, Loon and Fun, the duo. Cannot speak French, nor can I pronounce names, French names, but welcome to you. Barman, yep, appreciate it, mate. Carl F, as always. Daniel, how are you, brother? And Steve the Dean, same guys, same names. Appreciate you. TikTok, welcome, and thank you to all the new followers. Let me just skim through the chat. Appreciate you all for joining. Ads? No, this isn't futures. But it does apply. It's pretty much the exact same. You could trade futures the exact same way. Liam, no entry for me. Oh, Liam? Oh, okay, yeah, no problem. All good, mate. All good. For 8, of course. Need to 11. Oh, you're looking pretty good. 3 minutes after market open. Spent 2,000 hours on it. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Well done. Publito Latino. Publito Latino. You're in a sell. Okay. Going back to 3,000. Possibly. We'll see. Cerebro, g'day to you. Welcome. Freddy got another buy entry 32 minutes ago. 33,222. Easy confirmation 1 minute. Fair enough. We can trade 1 minute. Pineapple gold rejecting. Yeah, we want to close above. Joseph, it is. It's a city edition from probably about 7 years ago, I think. Actually, D Wade, number 9. One of the greatest of all times. Probably in my top few favorite players ever. Let's go once the algo start pushing. The XY is dumping though. Yeah, it doesn't always correlate. So just be careful of that. Gold does its own thing. Tina, thank you. No trades at the moment. It's very early. Monday is just chill. Let the market, print some data. Let it show its hands. Then we can see what we can come up with. I was contemplating options to buy it, but obviously it's closed just below where I wanted to close and since rejected, so all good. DXY 99.50. I hope it dumps. I hope the Aussie dollar flies, but doesn't seem to do it, to be honest. Although I was doing okay today. Already buying gold as well Monday, especially that big market open move. Got in at 32.11. Fair enough. Mills, can you explain that for me? What would you like me to explain? Okay, what's your draw today, mate? What am I looking at? Looking for buys above 32.35 region on gold. Closures above, we are rejecting at the moment. Or buys from lower down. Now GJ on the other hand, 30-minute has to be a 30-minute closure because it's just consolidating on the 30, consolidating on the 15. On GJ, I don't trust it based on the 15. On gold, a different story. GJ, I don't trust it. I'd rather wait for the stronger confirmation, that being the M30. Free gold doesn't respect DXY anymore. 2023 is better. Yeah, it's moved away. I mean, yes, it will sometimes inversely correlate, but not always. Sometimes they move in the same direction. I've got Chukwa. I'm just call you Precious. That's the easier name to pronounce. Good sir, good sir, please can I sell or buy gold? Do whatever you want for right now. I prefer to buy it, but I'm not trading it at the moment. I'm waiting. 901, hello to you. Free market open in 1 minute. Suppose I can. Where's market open? Yep. Was it gap to the downside? Meeting. That was from. Wasn't that from market close? No, that was the open, was it? I thought it was the close of last week. No, fair enough. No way I'm on the charts at that time. First minute of session open, personally. Pressures again, nothing right now, not for me. You can do what as you please, but my plan has not been ticked off, or my criteria, so there's no entry for me right now. Well, good morning to you, brother. Hope you're well. Showtime looking for London to retest station high to displace downward. Okay, that's a fair enough opinion of things. So pop up and pop back down potentially. Apple user, is that? Yes, it is. This is gold at the moment. You can look at the crypto markets. Bitcoin, I think off the back of the tariff delays, is again also like gold. It's bounced back quite strongly. So strong bullish on the weekly, has no lower wick though. Could potentially pull back. Seeing it's out of resistance on a higher time frame, so it gives it even more probabilities of it pulling back to create a little bit more of a lower wick. It's got a tiny one, but not much. I would say it's obviously at daily resistance here. The structure similar to what I mentioned on GJ before. You could argue it's flip bullish, but I'd also argue, well, you're not going to buy it into that resistance. So as long as it rejects it, remains below it, I probably prefer to look for the options to sell it. The 4 hour, that definitely is bullish in structure. Where it will flip back bearish is pretty much back below this previous resistance here to the left. So it's a pretty good level to get involved. We've got clean traffic, also back below some resistance over there to the left hand side. We have pretty much tapped into this whole zone of liquidity multiple times and bounced off it. So as long as we remain above it, we're going to pop above highest point of this resistance, we potentially could continue up towards that 87k sort of region. So bullish in a 4 hour, 30-minute structure, I would argue it's bullish. And I would say pretty much the same level as the 4 hours where it might flip back. It really needs to close below these wicks. But again, got support to the left, so you want to be below it, and it's much cleaner. So sells below 82.750, otherwise buys pretty much anywhere above it. So I'll just put in sells below, buys above the support, does respect it. Obviously be looking for a price action catalyst, not just going to buy as it taps in. Yeah, be looking for price to pop back down to this level and provide a signal, then price action to buy. And that's pretty much it. You might get some quick little scalps below 84k down to 83.30. Let's look at 15 quickly. Looks pretty clean off the back of that as well. So yeah, potential sells below it at the moment. Not really any clean areas to buy it from the current level. So that's my quick opinion of BTC. Again, GJ rejecting. That's why I want the 30-minute confirmation. As is gold. Patiently wait. Melbourne weather turning it on. Crazy, isn't it? This late into proceedings, mid-April, and we're cracking weather. Friday was market open, and I created a market open strategy. Spent a nice one, mate. That's all good to you, and that's, you got to put in the time, the effort. That's how you get results. So well done. Raf, did I get confirmations of the entry? No, I don't have confirmation just yet. Freed EU. So gap down. All right. Again, I don't trust market open, but again, if you've done the homework on it, then kudos to you. I mean, you're just trading what you know and what you see, so what up? Gold sales wouldn't be all that bad, but I'm not interested in selling it. But that's off the 5 minutes. Sorry, forget it. Forget it. I'd rather wait for the stronger confirmation on the 15. Agreed, whether we like or not, sometimes market open gives the best entry, especially on Monday. Possibly, again, I've never looked into it. I'm not interested in trading that early into the week, to be honest. Not saying you're wrong, I just wouldn't bother, personally. Odyssey obsessed, BTC in spot. I'm not trading it anyway, mate. It was just a update. I think that's ByBit, USDT, yeah. You're in 113, 200, nice one. Offline, GJ want the closure above on the 30 because we're just in heavy consolidation. Preferring to buy it just based off where we are in the higher time frame perspective of things. So we're at a very strong support. And with the 30-minute, technically the way I see it being bullish based off this big impulse over here from, whoops, from back in, like as if it's months away from last week, the 10th. That is flip structure on the 30 bullish, and we've not closed above the high to create a high. We've not closed below the low to create a low. So anything in between all this, we are bull-ish. Anyway, back to the gold. Let's watch it now on the 15. If we close engulfing, buy options will be back on the table. Pretty much the exact same rule will apply. We need a decent low wick on the new candle because that will have to be used as the stop loss. If we don't have it, stop loss is going to be, again, just a little bit too wide. I don't want to roll for 70. Plus, I mean, the only way you could go about it is roll with a wider stop loss and just give it more room to breathe, as I did on Friday. Members, let me send you a link. Apologies. Right, there you go. Chance, hey bro, there's a rumor going around saying you're unprofitable. Is it true? Not that I know of. Not sure who's spreading that rumor, but all good. Good luck to them. Fareed, sometimes it's risky to trade on market open, but got to be aware of news. Yeah, that's the thing, especially off the back of what goes on over the weekend, especially with Trump being in power. Anything could happen because a lot goes on, so you need to be very careful. Personally, that's why I don't again, but you've got a system, so all the best to you. Apple user, you're gonna buy potentially. By the way, I'm profitable. I think those who watch me in regular would be able to testify that is absolutely crock of shit. So up to you if you want to be here, my friend, or not. Showtime wants your analysis on ES. ES? Got 7 minutes remaining, so let's just add an alert. ES. Not even sure what it is. Oh, the mini. Okay, so that's the futures. I really want to have a look at the futures on the S&P right now. Weekly, anyway, strong bullish. Hate these gaps. I really don't like these gaps. Daily, structure-wise, bearish, bullish counter probabilities approaching resistance. So based on where we're at, might be a tricky one to buy it on continuation. 4 hour, quickly mark in resistance. Structure-wise, I would say it's bearish until it closes back above this swing point. After that in as support, and now I'll move my way onto the 30, and I would say that's bullish. So off the back of that, pretty much be looking at options in our direction, but seeing we're closer to the resistance. We've tapped into some more resistance here to the left. My responsibility would be to look for where we recently, gold's moving us, formed some support, and is the traffic below it clean, because that becomes potential entry point. I don't really see any clean traffic anywhere, to be honest. Maybe to fill the gap below this point here at market open, that could be a first potential, in my opinion, higher probability sell option. Don't stress it, guys, on gold. I'm not taking impulse entry. We've still got a few minutes remaining. So at the open, well, not the open, close to NY open, I mean, if price was to come back down towards this 54.10 and pop below it, that's probably the best point of entry for me at the moment for the sells, unless we pop up high to that 5500 sort of region and begin to reject that resistance. Seeing it's up high into the 4 hour level, the high time frame level. And for the buys right now, hard trading into that wick for me is a zone of liquidity to reject, so I'd be looking for preferably the buys on a pullback towards that 54.10 sort of region. And that is my personal opinion of it. Anyway, let's get back to focusing on the gold. Oh, I don't get out live stream and can have rumors. Just watch stream, see if exactly. I couldn't care less, though. It really doesn't worry me. But it's so true. We do it all live, so you can decide for yourself what you guys think. Yeah, so that's my analysis on S&P minis. WS Londoner. Welcome to you, mate. Yeah, I think gold, guys, you need, personally, you need to either wait for it to pull back, or you really need, it needs to close above this 30, 32, 36 sort of region. Rejecting yet again, need a strong closure above it. Ref? Well, I'm waiting. 3.5 minutes, I might have it. So it's the exact same as what I was looking at before, guys. Alright. All good. This is the reaction to that zone. Visal Lung. Gold now up smoothly. Yeah, potentially. Just under 3 minutes, so keep an eye on that. Showtime, all good. You missed your entry at 54.42. Just don't stress it, reassess, and again, come up with another plan. Alright, so we're breaking now. We need closure above. So let's keep an eye on things here on gold. So first of all, we want it to close above. We need to just be wary of what the highest point of this candle is, because that's going to be the entry point just above it. So follow the high of this candle. Once we got the confirmation of the closure above, what we want to see is a lower wick. Reason being, we need that. We need to really pull back and tap into this zone and begin to pull away, because at that point there, we can trust it that we've retested. It may have pulled back 15-20 pips or so. If it was to continue bullish, it really should have not much of a need to pull back and break its own low again. So that could be a reasonable place to use and place our stop loss. Now, if it pumps just now, I may look for a potential limit option. The limit orders are being different. I have a rule for the limit order options, but I think just visualizing if it's a really strong enough closure or not is the best way to go about it just now. So I would say if we close pretty much where we're at, the limit order buy is pretty much on the cards back at the high of this bearish candle. So focus on the highest point if you want the continuation buy. Watch out for the new candle to create a low wick. If you're looking for the limit order, potentially at the high of this bearish candle. The issue is stop loss. Its technical stop loss is going to be some 70 pips roughly. Best of that, I mean, you could have it below, significantly below this resistance. What is the high of that bearish candle? This is going to be quick, guys. High is 32, 35, 65. So that, there's no confirmation until the closure of this candle. Closes as is. I'm not going to take it. The limit order. I'd rather look for a continuation buy. Alright, so it looks like it has to be the continuation buy. Highest point of the current candle. It's not a great close. Alright. If we flip back, retest this zone, what sort of stop loss is that if it begins to break its own high again? It's not going to be wide enough. Back below the zone. I want to create a bit more of a low wick. Pretty much tapping into the low of this zone. And then I might place a buy stop back above the high of the current candle. Using this, placing the stop loss below the current candle's low. Taking it slightly early, as opposed to waiting for it to break. It's riskier. 32, 36, 10. 32, 36, 30, potential entry point. All right. At least this one, it's not a huge stop. So I can secure as per the usual, so. All right, I've set an order. Buy stop. Now, if this thing drops further at the moment, I will need to adjust stop loss. And if it drops too far, once again, I'm just gonna have to remove it. So I've set the order for 32, 36.30. Now I have to adjust the stop on my MetaTrader to just below the entry candle, and keep an eye on how far it pulls back. All right, at the moment, still okay. Keep having to pull it back. Well, it's about 28 pip stop. And if this thing fizzles out for a while, now I'm just going to remove it and wait for the 15-minute closure. And if it closes weak bearish, even stronger confirmation. If we reject and close back above weak bearish, leaving a long lower wick into the range below, based off the back of that, I would be even happier to take the entry. All right, so BJT Juffman looking for potential buys. Rachel Ujaru. Yeah, you learn a lot from watching the stream. There's plenty of other content out there as well, so just chill. Take your time with it. Lots to learn. Smart trader, g'day to you, welcome. Miss James, thank you for sharing the live. Read 32, 32, 32, 33. Yeah, fair enough. Mo, looking at gold. Tino, no, I've got the entry set as per on stream. 32, 36, 30 is where I've got a buy stop. Adam, buy too early, but it's Rich Racing. You bought too early? Hopefully it wasn't off the back what I said, because I never said to buy it now. Yeah, there's no entry I'm currently in. I've got the buy stop set. Big hubs, baddie. Yeah, I've got the entry set at 32, 36, 30. Raf, that's two as well. Eat on, buy now, but bye. 77788. Big boss, I hope you get better. I'm perfectly fine, my friend. Glad that you're a caring bunch though. You gotta love the TikTok chat. It's unreal. It's on fire. Thumbs up to you too. And pre-London can give moves down first. London can do with all sorts of business. And I'm gonna remove the order just now because we're pulling back quite significantly. So again, I'm invalid. This is not what I want to see. Now I'm gonna wait for the 15 minutes close. And if it closes back above weak bearish, I'll put the order back in. So this, to me, we are rejecting this 5-minute resistance here. Again, now my confirmation will be the closure above, so nothing right now on the gold. Again, it's data print, so reassess. That's how I go about things. No need to rush into a trade. You don't need to be in every minute. Now we go on YouTube. Freestyle official after news. Gold will fly. News? There's nothing scheduled today. You meaning later in the week? There's some high impact news potentially. Graph, there is none at the moment. I've removed the order. It's pulled back too far, so I'm not interested in taking it for flips again. Just chill. It wasn't for this. Was it live? Don't take it bad. No, all good. 788. Glad that you are having concerns. I hope everything goes well for you too. Very nice of you. I'm pretty sure. I think you guys can see. I don't get worked up. GJ doing what GJ often does during a London session these days. Print some absolute. Let me see. Where's the emoji function? They get rid of it. No, it's here. I was looking for like a shit emoji or something. Oh, there anyway.
Hey man, good morning.
Franco, morning to you, brother. How are you?
Hey. Fine, thank you. How was your weekend? And you?
All good, mate. All good. Yourself?
Yeah. So, yeah, enjoy the weekend, free time, family together. Yeah, everything is okay. So, and now having a short week before us. So I think it's the right thing what you are planning to do, only to be in Wednesday. So
yeah,
I think this would be better to not trade on Thursday and Friday.
it's just going to be difficult. Friday, the market is it not closed for today? I know it's bank holidays across the board. Is it one of the only days the markets don't trade though?
I would not recommend. So I will not do this.
No, I'm definitely not. Definitely not. Monday as well, being Easter Monday, is not
Correct.
Not going to be a trading day. So time to.
Therefore, we need to look what we are getting in three days. So
exactly.
I think I missed a trade on GU.
Okay.
Morning, so I sent some analysis to the Discord, and I think the analysis was right, but I was maybe too cautious to get in. At least on the structure looks good on the M30.
Okay.
Above, it's close above the resistance.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So and I would maybe have the entry on the M15.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So,
that's what I'm on just now.
When
pretty
it's
good.
close above the resistance, then it make an upper wick coming down, and then
just
break the upper wick again. And this maybe could be my entry.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. All good. Still very early days. Good thing is markets are moving, which is good. You can probably get many other options moving forward. So nice one.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe because we are on the H4 resistance, maybe to get some sells in this area.
Okay. Yeah. Based on where it's at.
Okay. Went further right now, and at the end we are bullish. All over the time frames, we are bullish.
Yep. Yeah, it's in big uptrend, the majors at the moment. Yeah. Either that or just wait for it to pull back, or maybe a break and retest, or
creating another support and then maybe getting for another price.
Yeah, potentially. That's probably any other thing you can look for.
The U was looking not the same, but nearly. But not that good as GU at the end.
Yeah, EU doesn't have as much momentum at the moment. EU has been, I think, the strongest currency for a bit of time. Well, the past few weeks, it's really bounced off.
Yep.
We pretty much got down to parity a couple of weeks back, and it is just completely flying.
Yeah, but it's easy because the dollar is losing.
Yeah, I mean, this is at February 22, so this is a couple of years back. This is like more than 3 years back, or since it's last at the level it's at right now. So yeah, I mean, it's doesn't show any, not showing any signs of any weakness as well. Looks like it could continue, but yeah, bit difficult at the current level. But all good, just chill and wait.
In GJ, as you mentioned, to find this emoji is very good.
Yeah, if I had it. It is crap.
So, yeah.
Absolute crap at the moment, so just need to wait.
Up and down, and
Yep.
creating wigs and so on, so very difficult.
Not easy. Need to, again, just chill. Rap, there is no entry. M, 100%. How am I working out stop loss TP? Well, there is no entry. So stop loss, generally speaking, is based below, in this case, if we're looking for a buy, below the previous, where it be 15 or 30, or if that's too wide, I use the entry candle. Rap, do I trade live every day? Yeah, pretty rare that I miss a stream these days. Offline, retest the lows, then long. That could potentially happen. That's another thing I'm keeping an eye on. GJ, yeah, that's another thing I did mention as well. Just stuck in nasty consolidation, so there is really nothing you can do with it for the time being. Once again, thank you to all the new followers. Appreciate you and everyone else on the stream, both TikTok and YouTube. Joe, did you take a gold trade? No, not in any gold trade. I did remove my order. I had a pending order above the high of the bearish candle here, that one that's currently open. I removed it as it pulled back too far for my liking. You're in gold cells, nice one. 911 AED, it's finally bouncing. Finally. I mean, this thing copped it big time. Really copped it when they announced stronger tariffs on China. This thing shut the bed completely. Got down to below 60 cents. And it's finally bouncing back at some very strong resistance though. Likely going to be bullish across the board without even really looking at the time frames. But based on where it's at, it's going to be tough to buy it. Do have a bit more margin on the 4-hour time frame potentially. To head back up towards that 63.60 region. 4 hours actually bearish the way I see it technically. 30 is at some resistance just now. It actually looks quite clean to the upside, to be honest. Oops. Yeah, above this level. Zoom in a second. So above 63.385. Very clean. To take it all the way up 63.80. And then based off where we're at, I'd be looking for rejection. For options to sell it. Again, it's just likely going to be overbought. Doesn't mean that it can't continue bullish. Of course it can. But that's why we're looking for rejection of 63.80. Otherwise, buys above 63.385. Buys above 62.90. Price did pull back, form support back above it, and sells below the support because at that point you're flipping a 30-minute structure back bearish and rejecting what is the 4-hour resistance. So you could change that to gray. I'm pretty sure it was the 4-hour level. Well, not quite actually. Yeah, so sells below that support. $15, well, less than 15. just under 14 minutes until session open. Joe, sell should work. I have buy limit set around 3180. 3180. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier. I think I said 3160 though. This wick here to the left. That would not be a bad area, in my opinion, to get involved in a buy. There might be 3180, might be some minor support. It's going to 30. Yeah, just above it. Tapping into this level as well, so not a bad level. You might layer in. It's definitely something I'm considering. Tiziano. Gold should come back to 3180 daily gap. Or on daily weekly, it's overbought. And fair enough, is that your confidence? That's what you're looking for. No name, good day to you, welcome, thank you. So thoughts on GJ? We're just consolidating, really strong area consolidation right now, so I need a closure above 187.650 roughly for some buys. The bias is technically bearish, but the 30-minute structure is bullish, and the fact that we are at some very strong support here in a daily and weekly time frame, it's gonna be tough for me to sell into it, so I preference the buys at the moment, again above 187.650 or upon the pullback above 186. Otherwise, if it does pop up to 188.12, I'd be looking for a rejection of that zone for options to sell it. Astral Effects, mate, long time. How's it going? Hope all is well. Send me thoughts on GJ. I just mentioned it. Buys above 187.650. Buys above one on a pullback above 186.80. Or sells upon rejection of 188.12 roughly. Ashel, g'day mate. I got busy, bought a farm, thanks to golf light. Wow, nice one. Good work, my friend. Very nicely done. Sounds like things are really good. Just to my team who might be watching in the audience, in the gallery, education day Monday, so feel free to let me know what you'd like me to cover. It's always a really good session, even if there's nothing pre-planned. We always find a topic to discuss. And it's yeah, thoroughly enjoy those sessions, to be honest. And thanks to thought from Daniel, I'm gonna start journaling slightly differently. I'm gonna record also a little video as to why I took the entry, not just the screenshot and the rest of it, which you already get. So the journal, my trade journal. So along with it, you will now get a link to a quick video recording. So I think we're up to 12 wins in a row on stream now, guys. We're smashing it, absolutely smashing it. Yeah, it's about patience. Quantity, not quality, not quantity. DJ moving, yep. We'll keep a bit of an eye on it. At Pug, thank you for the update. Let's watch it, and if it closes above, we may just make it an option. Aiden, sell buy gold, nothing in a minute. So very similar to what we were looking at in gold. We need closure above, we need a low wick. You could use 30 as a stop. You could use the 15. 20, be about 26 to 28 pips if this is to be the highest point. We want it to close above. We're very, very close to it. We do have session open as well, so it could be just sweeping some liquidity from the upside. Remember, the daily is forming bearish, so we need to ensure we have a low wick on the new candle. We need to ensure we're closing above this resistance, bouncing off the zone, and then the entry is valid. Tom, thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to all the new followers, the 50 of you, 51 of you. Appreciate it. Hasn't been long. We're up to almost that 5k mark, which is good. Daniel, yeah, I think it's a really good idea, mate. Appreciate it. So similar to gold, what I would suggest is pay attention to what the highest point in this candle is. As it gets closer to the closure of it, wait for the confirmation, wait for the low wick, tapping into this zone, begin to pull away from it, and we have a valid potential entry on GJ. If it goes just now, it goes, not interested. Raf, what is your strategy of gold? I mean, mate, I've been over the analysis multiple times, mate. I'm waiting for a closure above the resistance here on the 15-minute time frame. Otherwise, pull back for a potential buy. My strategy on gold is the exact same strategy it is on any currency pair. It's all about analyzing based off multiple time frames, which would generally give me an overall picture as to what direction is more preferable and what levels to get involved. I mark up my zones. I provide my entry points or potential entry points, or where I want to be before considering an entry point. Once I have all the confirmations ticked off, I wait for the signal, wait for my confirmations to be ticked off, which all comes down to a price action signal. Right now, my price action signal on GJ's closure above. It keeps rejecting, there's nothing. Same here on gold, closure above keeps rejecting, there is nothing. That is what I do. It's all based off rules. What that does is it gives me the best potential option of being involved in a highly probable winning trade based off my data, which suggests I win over 80% of the time. So that is why I do what I do, and that is why I'm not bothered about being in every 5 minutes. And I know maybe not the most popular. Some days I'll get multiple trades, some days I won't get a trade. I'm not fast, because at the end of the day, I'm responsible for my own actions, and I don't want to lead you guys astray too and take a trade for the sake of it. And if it's a losing trade, you're not going to be happy, and I won't be happy if it's a losing trade that I took for the sake of it. So I just sit tight and wait for something that I know is of high probability. Use that bad You lost 1,000 on Mantra yesterday. Trading crypto on the weekend. Sorry to hear it, mate. I don't trade crypto. I mean, gold looks like it may potentially drop a bit further, but again, my bias and my rules, I'm looking to buy it today. I'm not interested in selling it. Those, again, I'm not personally interested in selling it. It's taken me, again, 8 years of blood, sweat, grinding away at the charts. Honestly, tears, everything. And one strict rule of mine is Monday, trading the back of the line, the strength of that previous weekly, the overall bias, unless there is a catalyst to do otherwise. Gold, everything is bullish. So I'm not interested in selling it. Alright, GJ, potentially trying to pop back above. Let's see. Just under 3 minutes until session open. TK selling Sol. I want to focus on gold. Those antics, all good, mate. Alright, so we're trying to pop back above here on GJ. Let's focus. Now, limit orders are not valid. Reason being, we're coming straight from consolidation. I'd rather price retest the consolidation, bounce off it, and rather be triggered in as it breaks our catalyst candles high. So once again, keep an eye on what the highest point of your candle is on your broker, because they will vary a little bit. Don't just follow my what I've got my entry set at. Actually look at your broker, what the highest point of this candle is, and look potentially for orders above it. I generally look for an entry 2 pips above, sometimes a pip and a half. The spreads are a tad wider today, so I need to be 2 pips above. For me, that means 187, 728 is where I could potentially find an entry. Stop loss below the 15 will be about 30 pips roughly. Needs a lower wick, needs to close above. Green gold buys 32.29. All right, wish you luck. All right, so let's see. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute until session open. Already waiting for London opener. Okay, so pull back to that level. You've got a limit order set, maybe, or playing on the 1 minute. Watch it close back below. Watch it. This is so typical of GJ. I'm just, that's experience, guys. It's experience. That's why I don't take the impulse entry. No valid trade, guys. Nothing. It's done nothing different to any of these candles to give me the confidence that it's going to fly. And I'd rather not if it does fly. Is it a liquidity grab to sell it back down? I don't know. I'm not going to sell it because we're at consolidation. This is Forex, guys. Can be funny, frustrating, all at once. Very impulsive entry would be gold if it breaks zone high, but again, it's just too risky to begin the week for me. GJ. As if they're watching the stream. There you go. If anyone is trading gold right now, that's where you could have been treated in. Yeah, not for me. It's all good. First 3 candles, London Open. Been made aware of a very interesting theory about the London Open candle. Yeah, probably we've had about 10 by now. Yeah, all good. $300 pips profit in EU. Nice one. That is why, again, that's why I wanted to wait for the closure above, guys, on GJ, because it did mention, could we just grab some liquidity at the session open as well to head back down? So we need the closure above, we need the retest, and that's when we've got a valid entry. If I can explain what Forex is, I'm completely new to trading. Well, basically it's the exchange of foreign currencies in order to, well, if you're on the right end of it, to make a profit. So one currency against another. Right now I'm trading the metal, that is gold spot price against the US dollar, and I can either trade it in with my bias being bullish to look for options to buy it, again trying to accumulate small profit by small movements in the market. There's many different strategies, many different ways you can, to skin a cat, you can go about it. And what I simply do is based more on price action at certain levels on the chart. That's pretty much what I do. Now, it's obviously Forex trading like any other thing, any sport, profession or work, whatever. Everything comes with risk, doesn't it? Risk when it comes to Forex trading is financial loss. Always a potential risk. You can't just think about the gain. So what I do is I'm really strict with when it comes to mitigating my risk. So having a realistic and a stop loss level that I can accept if it hits, and it's not going to send my account broke. And also a way of mitigating, managing a trade if it does go opposed to the direction I want it to go, so I don't actually take the full loss that I already sort of accepted prior to the entry. So we are risk managers as well. There is a lot, there's heaps to it. There is many different strategies as well, as far as there's the swing trading, there's intraday trading, there's scalping, there's micro scalping. What I do is more the day trading, the scalping sort of side of things, because that's what suits me. Some prefer to be a swing trader. Might be more beneficial for them, not having to worry about seeing on the charts, checking their positions constantly. I prefer to actually be in control on the charts and waiting for the right confirmation to enter my trades. Used to be a swing trader, came from that background, could not stand it. Really couldn't. Used to wake up at the night to check positions, and then I could not sleep after it, so it wasn't for me. DJ, interestingly, if it breaks the high, it would be not a bad entry, but the stop loss is going to be huge again. You need to think of all this, guys. But what have we done that we see happen regularly? If it breaks the high, I'm saying, hasn't broken it yet, may have grabbed liquidity from the downside.
Jeez, it's so nasty.
It is, and that's why I'm not so convinced. Not in a hurry.
Yeah, so it's I don't know, it's, you are looking to get involved, and then you think you are right, and then it's going
last 10 seconds. I said it, didn't I? I said watch it drop back. Oh mate, that's the thing, it's experience. That's why I know, and you know as well. Just let it print candles. Don't assume, don't forecast, react once you have the confirmation. Pretty funny though, in all honesty, the amount of times it does it. Yeah, so hopefully that sort of clears it up a little bit for you, but there are so many things you can learn from it. What suits you, it just depends really on the type of person you are as well. All good. So what are options and what are futures? Options are, well, options, how do you explain options? It's like, for me, it's like going to a casino, in all honesty. Like, you've got options that can expire, and I think the lowest time is 15 seconds. So basically what you're going to choose is whether the price will be up or down from the time that you've bought or sold it, the underlying asset. So if you think it's going to be below the price you bought at and it's in the next minute, that's what it's based off. If it's below your entry price, you win. Now futures, it just depends, because I mean, certain jurisdictions it's a lot easier to trade futures. I think America's one of them. Thank you for the sticker, by the way. But it's not, to me, futures and spot trading, CFD trading, there's not much difference, to be honest. The charts almost look identical for the most part. Let's look at gold right now and look at it. So that's the gold spot. This is GC, the futures. It pretty much looks the same. If I have my markings in, they look very similar. Just depends where you're from as well. Gold looking like it could come back down a little bit further. Line architecture, good morning to you, mate. Read. Look, sometimes it's one of the best ways to go about it, in all honesty. Just looking at the fundamentals, but the problem is with that, we all know Trump could wake up at any time and tweet something, all of a sudden strength back in the DXY, and everyone else shits the bed. I'm not gonna lie, I've done it before in the past, more so for crypto. Just off news, not scheduled news, but what is going on in regards to certain cryptos, and based off that I bought and held. Told you guys once I did it prior to a flight, had a very pleasant surprise when I got off the flight, and I blew it the next day when I was feeling a little bit too much to drink at the time. Years ago, lots of fun, learn a lot. Luke, it teaches, can that be transferred to crypto trading? Look, it can. I have a little bit, but not for a while. BTC for the most part, I think, because it has the volume, it has the liquidity, which a lot of the other cryptos probably wouldn't have. But as far as price action and all, I mean, no reason as to why it wouldn't. Fred, yep, that's another thing it does come naturally. Yeah, Trent is your friend, definitely. I used to be totally fixated on that, completely fixated, and call moves against it and just sit it out. That's why I sort of changed things a little bit based on levels. But again, the Monday I'm more focused on the buys and general trend, same as the Friday. GJ, look at that. Look at that rejection. Hence why I'm not interested in impulse entries. Now, as far as sells are concerned, it's gonna be tricky because these wicks is gonna have you're gonna have a massive stop loss as well. NBA playoffs. upon us. Wow. Interesting games. Great, 32.29 entry gold. Instant reaction, not the best push up. Let's see. Yeah, it's trying to hold. Support in a 5 minute. Oh, liquidity candle in 15. Breaks down low again. Hi, DJ Cells. Yeah, unfortunately for me, I'm not team. We're still in consolidation. Still nothing yet to give me any clear indication where to head up or down. Free London can be annoying sometimes, especially after the big move in Asian session. I mean, for the most part of late, that's what I found to be quite a lot of consolidation during the London session. The Asian session has had some much cleaner moves. I mean, here today on gold, wow. That's a really good potential entry point. Yeah, easier said than done. Not saying I would have 100% taken it, but liquidity candle bouncing off support here to the left. Nice strong closure above. Look where that candle pulls back to. Literally the resistance. So that's why I always want to see price pull back, retest, especially when it's coming from consolidation. Took an entry above that point there. You've had a nice quick win by the looks of it. For it, I'm pretty sure that is 4 hours after. That is when the volume comes in. I've always said it. 1 hour into Asian Open, into Tokyo Open, which is 11 AM my time. 10 AM is the actual Tokyo Open, the currency exchange open. 11 AM is when the volume kicks in for whatever reason on gold. Always. Around that time of day. Wow, look at JJ now. That is why. That is why when people say, can we buy it now? Can we sell it now? Probably we've got wrecked to the upside and to the downside. Fred, for you it's 10 PM. Volume, yep. Yeah, look, when I'm on the charts, last year for a period of time, that's I knew to look at the charts at that time of day. 11 AM my time. Call quite a few of them in the community group. It was the best time, and it still appears to be the best time to be on the charts for the Asian session. Yep, big move, true. Harry, is 5-cent lot too big for £500 account? Well, no, look, not really. But it all depends on your stop loss as well. Because if you're rolling with a massive stop loss, then yes, it is. If you've got, and it depends if you're looking for a scalp. and you're rolling for 15, 20 pips stop loss. It's not bad, but 500, you're probably looking at a 3 to 4 cent lot category, 5 cent max. But yeah, it does all come down to stop loss. Fred pretty much said the same thing I just said, which is true. Yep. So again, good minds think alike, as they say. You're still 2 cents, but or whatever pence on it. Yeah, from UK, so pence, but don't use stop losses. But I need to learn to. Okay. Yeah, look. So again, it's a topic of discussion, but for me, you need to always have a stop loss. I know some don't. Yeah, I think there's a point in time where you just got to cut the trade. It's going against you. So prior to an entry, especially as a scalper, I need to determine what that point is. But I agree again with Fareed. You need to use a stop loss. What if something just breaks with the news and it goes like gold rips totally against you and you don't have a stop loss? Be very detrimental. We could even get margin called. So yeah, you really need stop loss. Empire Trades, good day to you. Fareed, yeah, as long as again it's you're following your plan and how you would manage to trade normally. Charts are just dead at the moment. London hasn't done a thing really.
I think GG wants to fly up.
Oh, no idea what it wants to do. Continues to bounce back and forward.
Yeah, maybe leaving this long wick to the downside.
Yeah, if it closes above, then
honest, it's not really. There's no entry, guys. No entry.
No.
For GG.
Not in all this mess. Very awkward. As much as we want to get involved in the trade, and need to be patient. It's been a really good start to April. So there's no need to, you know, undo the good work. Just chill, wait for the right time. For it, some Mondays are very volatile, but this Monday is pretty chill on gold and EU. We had a nice move. Yeah, I think because a lot of the big news was sort of decided prior to the weekend last week, with the announcement of the tariffs being the dates being held off for the time being. Nice moves in Asian session market open, to be honest. Yeah, it kind of allows for it when there's not as much going on over the weekend. Oh. What charts do, they make you sleep. Gems 99, what is going on? Fred, yes, because there are also big news and announcements in the upcoming days. Yeah, there is. Let's quickly look at it, there are some days for high impact news to come. Tomorrow, claimant count change for the pound. The stream will start a little bit after that, so hopefully that will be filtered through the news from off the back of that if it has any sort of impact. US dollar, nothing tomorrow. Big day Wednesday CPI, so I'll be on for that for the pound. So Wednesday is a pretty big day across the board. You got retail sales for US dollar. Moving forward, unemployment claims on Thursday. Big day for the Aussie dollar as well. And obviously Friday being the bank holiday. Read mark your words, tomorrow will be volatile, potential all-time high gold again. Well, it happens quite regularly these days, to be honest. Most of the time I check the charts after I'm up and about, see gold is pretty much at another all-time high, so kind of used to it these days. It has to close above. There is no ifs, buts, maybes. It has to close above. For it, orders being accumulated as we speak. Potential move in 7 or 22 minutes. Wow, spot on. That's let's see, interesting. Army High by GJ. Okay, fair enough. I could be joining you shortly. I'm not going to take it just now. No way. No way. I'd rather miss it. That's the case. I'm all good to miss it if it pumps just now. It's coming from consolidation. This candle looked like it was going to take off, rejected. This candle popped up, rejected heavily. So I'm just waiting, and I'm fully aware it could make the move now. I'm not chasing it. Rudy, you're bearish and gold. All right, fair enough. I'm opposite. I'm bullish. Notification violation detected. Fair enough, thank you. Appreciate it. V-Slang, when you enter for GJ, I'm waiting for the closure above. Go on, you gotta try better than that, mate. Seriously. Violation detected. I think some trolls today. Kind of enjoying it, to be honest. Keep coming, guys. Keep coming. Alright, let's watch GJ. Read the wicks you talked about earlier, got respect on GJ, so decent trade based off that. Yep, I think it could be, but I'm still waiting for the confirmation. I want 87.1, so 7.8.1. Spreads are a bit wider than usual on IC markets today for GJ. Yeah, 1.5 pips. I don't know if the spread's a bit wider for you guys as well. Anyone wants to answer? Gold trying to hold that 32.30 level. So the hourly's formed a liquidity candle as well, has the 30. The hourly's still got half or more than 30 minutes to print. 30 is coming to a close in just over 3 minutes from now. There potentially could be options. We just need that closure. We need a strong closure above. Fred, big bottom wick on next 15-minute candle, closed bullish. Talking about JJ, this on my broker closed bearish. Oh, sorry, on this chart, my broker as well closed bearish. Alright, so we're watching JJ here, guys. We want to close strong bullish, and we need a low wick on the new candle. And as soon as we get that, I'd be looking for a potential buy above at what is the catalyst candle's high. Ooh, trying to push. Again, it'll all come down to a low wick. Still got some room to the upside. Okay. This pulls back now, leave a monster upper wick. No, I just give up for today on GJ. I don't usually like a limit order in this situation because it's come from consolidation, so I'm gonna have to hold tight with that rule. Wait for a low wick and possibly look to enter as it breaks the high. Can't leave a massive upper wick. If it leaves a long upper wick, then I just give up on it. Gold, nothing. Salvo up. Yeah, 40 pips, what up? Well, let's see. Need a decent low wick, and that again is going to need to be used as a stop loss. Or can use the 15 and manage it based off the entry counter's wick. Just waiting for the closure here. Got enough margin. Just don't want to roll with a 40-50 pip stop. Looks like it's closing quite strong up near its high. That's good. All right, we need a low wick, and it needs to be a decent one. All right. I will set a buy stop. $855. And if it flips and breaks so low, I'm going to likely cut half from the back of that, maybe even the whole thing. Being a Monday. Oops. Radium 15, 13 ounces in one entry. Fair enough. Precious, we should buy or buy. Follow your plan, my friend. Gold popping back up. Reed, yeah, nice one. Well done, mate. Once again, if this takes too long, I wait for further closures, so let's see. Tempted to look for a limit order, to be honest. It's not quite coming from a trend though, it's prior to it's just pure trash. Hamza, no, I've not in it just yet. Pressures again, I'm not in yet. And gold, yeah, still below resistance. That's all, people. Not currently in any trade, but I'm looking for a potential buy on GJ. For it, the sells from last week, UJ around 180, 148.10. Price never came back to that point. Okay, nice one. I think we mentioned that on stream, didn't we? For it, DXY is also bearish, so that's also reason why I went sell long term. Went in, okay. On UJ. Has to flip relatively soon, because if it comes down the last few minutes of this candle, 15-minute, I just remove the order and wait for the candle to close. And if it closes weak bearish, I put the order back in. Fair substantial pullback. GJ has no idea at the moment. So it's tapped into the previous 30-minute resistance. Leave it in for another few minutes. Just again, I don't think personally, from experience, after leaving such a long lower wick, that suggests we've grabbed some liquidity from the downside. What would normally follow is the new candle sometimes will just rocket ship up without an upper wick. A lower wick, sorry. Or if it is to continue bullish, a lot of time we'll create just a small lower wick and flip and begin to continue bullish quite quickly into the new candle. Off the back of that, again, I'm not really liking it as much now. Grid? Yeah, I mean, anything past the last 5 minutes or so is just, for me, it's not, it's higher risk. Yeah, it's just following what I do, following literally what's in here. It's taken me 8 years. This is the main version of it, of course. These are what's within it, but you get a lot more than that document. So again, that's me just following what I know. It has bounced off the 30-minute resistance. Limit order. This is a tricky one. And stop loss now, you could definitely move stop loss to the entry candle below the current candle. That means now it's down to like a 24 pip stop.
It's not normal. Extreme dealer.
Yeah, I'm not in just yet. This has got slippage screaming all over it, the way it's bouncing. Quickly look at gold. Still below resistance. Obviously, I'm not in just yet. One minute. Yeah, a bit lower. Yeah, unless you... The actual 30-minute zone, yes. Yeah, I just take noise, will flag in soon. Well, looks like it. Ooh, could be triggered in shortly, so I'd be liking that for that to happen as well. Green light flashed and it's flashing again, so could be triggered in. Yep, in. Alright, how I manage this trade flips and flips back bearish, I'll probably cut half. So let's see. All right, had about 6 pips, 5.5 pips. Oof. Bit of volatility at the minute. All right, 5.5, 6. All right, you want to get to break even? I'm gonna close half there. Had the 10 pop up on the screen. I'm gonna take some profit off the table just to get a win in the belt for a new week. I'm at break even. So it's a little quick scalp. Safely now break even. Let's see if it continues now. So nice one. No, more the TPs these highs, but again, especially first trade of the week, I start securing around that 10 pips. I think on this occasion would have been closer to 9.5, around that 9 margin. But again, it's just how I go about it. I had a plan for managing it. As I mentioned, if it did flip, which would have been negative 5 pips roughly, I would have cut minimum half. There you go, guys. Now it's pumping. So consider securing some positions, get to break even, and job done. Win number 13 on stream in a row.
Great, man.
How's that? Gotta use, there we go, 15 pips. Cheers, man. Well done. You took it?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Oh, okay.
No, I don't trust really, so...
Fair enough.
Weeks, I don't... Yeah.
No, I don't blame you. I was not feeling fantastic. The fact that it flipped in the last 5 minutes off the candle. But it's all good. Looks like it could make its way up. I'm just going to close full and accept it. And that's about a 15, just over 15 pip win. So that's my position done. I'm happy with that to begin the week. Gold coming back down, and again, the win streak continues. Well done. It's all about patience. Patience, patience, patience. Can't preach it enough. No, well, it's up to you. I mean, realistic level is 188.10. But again, if you're happy with what you got on the table, it's up to you. Fist along, not a problem. Freddy's expecting to move to 188.470. 470. The resistance up ahead. Yep. Fair enough. So that will be journaled again and sent into the VIP. Let's see. Yep. In Tate Mo for King. Thanks for trade. God bless. All good. Wow, look at that. Pop straight up. Not much of an upper week. Hamza, you see a big drop gold. I mean, it could almost consider laying in on limit orders, to be honest. I mean, I've mentioned it off the back of the stream at the beginning. Straight off the bat, sorry. That level this week to the left, based off just simple price action that I use on the minor time frames. Happen here, pretty much tapping into that pause candle. The amount of times it will happen, that's what I call the interruption. This is the interruption candle. It's not A.C.T or SMC. It's not any of that imbalanced stuff or whatever. It's just, again, this is a price action pattern. It's based off that. If you see it happen on 15 or 30 with clean traffic, it really is a powerful way of getting involved in a trade. But is needs to know exactly what you're looking for. Based off the high time frame, I think that's not a bad level to have a limit order set. Personally. It's a nice one, guys. Well done to those of you who took a GJ. And full TP is about to be smashed. I would have targeted that level, but I've cut it short. And I'm happy with what I had on the table. That's why I cut it where I cut it. Gold retracing. Yeah, personally, I'd be looking for it to retest that 32.20 sort of region. Ladies and gentlemen, alrighty then. Garuba. If you're looking for any confirmation buy or sell on gold, buys above on at least a M15 closure above 32.36.15. Or buys from support once I have the right price action catalyst. Similar to what we had here would be nice. For it, look at a 1 minute GJ. Still no weak bullish candles. Still pumping, isn't it? Yeah, that's beautiful price action on the 1 minute. Yeah, it's not something I've tested out because what I do works. Maybe in the future I might look into it a bit more, but I don't necessarily need to, so keep doing what I'm doing. Hamza, all good. Yes, well done to anyone who took out. I know some of you were in GBPJPYs from earlier, so well done. And again, it was just me waiting for a simple thing to be ticked off. Wasn't getting involved here when it tried to break, or here when it looked like it was going to break. Wasn't interested in selling it in this candle when it looked like it was going to melt back down to the support lower down. Like I said from the very beginning of the stream, we need a closure above, and a strong closure above, to give me the confidence that we're ready to clear this consolidation. We wanted to retest it, and then we got a confirmation to take a trade. Had pretty much zero drawdown on that. So just again, goes to show, if you stick to some rules that are tried, tested, the results will likely follow. That's what I do on the daily. 13 in a row on stream. We are killing it. I say 12, 30. I gotta check it. One of the two. But anyway, I'm being absolutely destroying it. Better life. Nice one, mate. 187 to 80. Yep. At least still, I don't understand how it's 11 pips. Again, it all depends because I've got a solid win rate and I manage my losses or I manage trades when I go against me. I did mention that had this candle flipped to flip back bearish, I would have cut minimum half. That would be -5 pips. So I have plans when it comes to risk management when it goes against me. So I keep my losses small. Again, it's try and test it. I've got experience, mate, so I know at what point to start cutting it to keep my losses small. So for me, it works. You don't need to worry so much about risk to reward. I'm not a swing trader. I don't need to have that, to be honest. Again, I go off my win rate. I go off the fact that I'll manage it if it goes against me. That's what works for me. It doesn't work for everyone. Doesn't work for everyone. Some are better off just having a stop loss set, a TP set, let it do its thing. I understand that. And it can work for them if they've got a tried and tested, you know, strategy or edge or whatever. This is just what works for me. All good. All good, my friend. How do you find your pips from a trade, LG? I really don't know how to answer that, to be honest. I get a bit perplexed sometimes by some of these questions, but all good. Well, nice one. Good work, mate. Sketchmas. Ben, nice one, brother. How are you? Cheers, my friend. Hope all is well with you too. Appreciate you for joining. Say good day. And once again, you guys on YouTube, the same faces. You guys know not to switch off. We just wait. Everyone else switches off, goes and finds someone else to watch. Good luck to them. Good luck. That's all I can say, because we're killing it. And we will continue to kill it. Tala Ahmed, learning patience from you. Tempting yet you wait. I appreciate it, mate. Yep, always. Yes, it gets tempting. Not anymore. Not for me. Used to be. I used to fall for these traps. Would have taken 5 trades prior to taking the 1 quality trade in the past. Would have tried to buy it here. Would have tried to sell it here. Probably would have tried something at the open for it being market open. Miss Long, I appreciate it. Matthias, I need 1% more until I pass my first funding count at 16. Wow, mate. Well done. Just keep at it. Keep grinding away. I wish I was 16 now and doing what I do now. You're honestly, mate. Best of luck. I really wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Vislan. Appreciate it. The Pete, appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Thanks, mate. I appreciate you. Thank you for that comment. And Tate, happy to join. I'm here only. Nice one. Appreciate it. It's more for not the current people on YouTube because they're always there, but I'm talking about the others who've ditched me. I used to get 100, around 80 to 100, maybe stretching a bit, 70 to 90 quite regularly, and YouTube streams just completely down to the same old faces, which I do appreciate. That's the only reason why I keep it going, to be honest. Otherwise I'd just be on TikTok. Fred, patience also depends on self-improvement and discipline. Oh mate, agree again, 100%. It's life in general. Can't always have everything straight away. You need to learn discipline. You need to learn the discipline as well. And we've been in some really hot, red hot form, guys, but there's going to be moments where it goes against this. So we need to, again, we need to be wary of when the charts aren't really going our way. And just be cautious. Manage trades, don't let it rip us a new one. So there will be times where it goes against this. We just need to accept that's how it goes. But for the most part, again, we should be on the right side of things. Look at this, GJ pumping. Fantastic. Makes it easier to trade later, in my opinion, as well. Hamza, yeah, for real, bro. I love your patience and learning from you. I much appreciate it, my friend. Really like to see those sort of messages. If you go to gym, you don't see instant results. So yeah, exactly. Yep. It's more than just going. You need a lot of other things around it as well. Food intake and all that. Intake, thank you. Geo, all good. Appreciate it. This line I've lost many times and not a profitable trader, but now I start to recover my losses. Again, really loving it. Appreciate the kind messages. I'll follow your lives these few weeks. Thanks for the trade. All good. For your current strategy, I have 15 pips stop loss sometimes. Yep. So there you go. So you've got a way of going about things as well. So try and test it. That's all you got to do. Keep following what you do best. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think that brings about an end to today's session. Yeah, another successful one. Moving forward, what I'll be looking at on the gold, first of all, is, again, I'm not chasing the sells. As you know, just being patient in accordance to my plan on the Monday. We are still very bullish. Let it come down. The deeper, the cleaner the move, the better. Wait for your price action candles to form from really anywhere above that 32.20 sort of region. We don't want to chop about just now. We really want it to make a nice clean move down. Aside from that, Next option is to buy it, in my opinion, still above that exact same level, 32.36.15, or above the high. Sells, like I mentioned earlier, the only time I would consider it, because just based off my rules that tried and test them with me, is once we get the confirmation of the 30-minute structure flipping bearish, which I'd argue is pretty much below this support at 32.10. DJ, don't chase it just now. No FOMO on this stream. The bias is still technically bearish. I did mention at the start of stream, the cleaner the move, the better the move. If you can't get in the buy to the upside, the more probable the sells may become as well. So if you're looking for seeing the volume is still present to the upside, you need to see a little bit of structure form back in these highs. And if it starts to pop below a support, which lined up preferably with this previous resistance, you may get options to sell it back down. Otherwise on GJ, you need to let it reset. I'd wait for 4-hour candles close if I was to consider further buys moving forward. Yeah, still, even that being said, you're at resistance in the 4-hour. Look, it's not going to be easy continuation buys. Let it pop above support, form support above the resistance. That's the best option in my opinion. So that's what I am looking for. Gold created all-time high and kept rejecting lower. Yep. So watch 32.20, 32.07. Yeah. And at 31.75 to 60 sort of region as well. Zach, mainly the 15, but also the 30 on GJ more so. Alrighty guys. Fred, same to you. Thank you for your contribution. Raphael, thank you, mate. Yeah, it is really incredible when if you have the patience to wait, what it can do for you. I appreciate it, mate. You have a great evening, day, morning, whatever it is for you. Paul, good evening to you. Appreciate you for joining as well. Take care, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Again, the stream will start a little bit later, Tuesday. Cheers, brother. Might see you for the education session. Yeah. Nice one.
Bye.
See you, mate. Yeah, so the stream will probably start a little bit later tomorrow, about 30 minutes prior to session open. So just be aware of that, guys. And we'll be on, but a little bit later. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one. Cheers. I'll catch you then. All the best, guys. Thank you.